And black belts, pay attention too, please. Okay, just sit down. Relax.
Hi.
Okay. Now, listen, I'm going to give a little bit of a lecture, and then I'm going to put it together for you. Remember, when we come together for certification, what we're really doing is looking at our progress. We're looking at the progress at different levels. Now, at the 10th level of progress, for example, the very bottom, the 10th cue, for the white belt to the yellow belt, there's maybe 5 different kinds of interests we can have. One person says, I'm interested in sparring. Another person says they're interested in self-defense. Another person says they're interested in kata. Another person says, well, I'm interested in the physical makeup. Another person says they're interested in the mind. So when you come to testing originally at the 10th cue, there may be one guy doing self-defense, and there may be another person doing sparring, and another person doing kata. They're completely 3 different things. Each one thinks the other one doesn't know it. Now, it goes to the next time. The next time, the pyramid goes higher. And the pyramid goes 1 step higher. And the next time, the pyramid 1 step higher. And gradually, when you complete the 10 grades, those 2 pyramids that were separate in the corner have now come together into one unit. See? And they're directed into that unit of what we call unifying principles. Now, at the beginning level, the unifying principles that you would want to have are, first is the breathing. Like you want to keep your breathing correctly so that you, when you're doing something really hard, that you can continue to go. So you want, whenever you start going, you want to go into a breathing pattern. You want to have a strong kiat, which is the 10th one, so that when you make a complete action, you stop. That's a loud yell. There's a continuing action. There's a medium yell. And when it's a slight thing, but you're small energy exertion, you're going to have 3 kinds of kiat, a light kiat. Then, the second thing you want to do, you know you're going to have to make a technique travel through the body, so you want complete extension in the technique. And so that you can get the maximum distance it can travel, so it can be fast, you want complete retraction. So that means you're going to extend your technique completely, and you're going to retract your complete technique. Now you also know that since your arm is attached to your hara, in order to get any extension, the hara has to move. So now I'm going to move my hara, and I'm going to extend my technique, completely retract. Now we now have 6 of those, there's 4 more. One is you want to keep the tension out of your shoulders because you know you're moving and you want to throw your hand and you don't want your arm to move against resistance. You want to move freely. You don't want to be fighting with yourself, in other words. So you're going to keep your shoulders relaxed. Now you realize further that blinking, excessive blinking patterns, cause an adrenal reaction. So you're not going to blink too much. If you go into real fast blinking, like blink like that, then you're going to try to control your breathing, bring it under control. Then you say, well, look, I'm going to not have a stubbornness too. I'm not going to be of a stubborn mind. I'm going to be flexible. If somebody tells me something, I'm not going to evaluate exactly that specific thing. What I'm going to do is learn it. And after I learn it, then I'm going to evaluate it. Many times you tell somebody, do it this way, and the guy says, oh, the sensei, we do it this way. And so you have to learn to evaluate that kind of thing. See, so now we have 9 things. And then it's a white belt, you know, one more 10th thing is really important. And that, for your mind, is specifically to make every technique your best. If you're counting 10 times, that doesn't mean the leg comes up 10 times. Now, let me give an example of what I mean. Mr. Rank, please.
Hi.
Mr. Rank, will you please show me your best front kick?
Hi.
Was that your best front kick?
Yes.
Would you please do your best? Was that your best front kick?
Yes, sir.
Would you do your best? Was that your best?
No, sir.
Okay, you see what I'm doing when I count to 10 is giving him 10 opportunities to do his best. I'm not just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now if you watch those 10 fundamental things at the beginning, if you can do those, you're successful. And rather than try to remember all 10, you should take one. Now they're on the wall over here, you can see them. You should take one of those things and say, today I'm going to watch my breathing. And then later on you should say, okay, today I'm going to watch my blinking. And every time you work out, you just do one. Now, you see, if you follow those things, it doesn't matter about the technique you do. Now, those are called unifying principles, and those are 10 of the basic ones that maintain our direction. Remember, we're fundamentally Shotokan, and that means we know our size of punch. Now, from that, we start doing other things. I'll back up a little bit, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So, David, we have what we call Sen no Sen and Go no Sen, are 2 principles of karate. And these are present in the first 10th cue. He would attack me he attacked me. I'm standing here, and he punched me in the nose. Oh, Now he wants to hit me right in the nose. Hey! See, he is gaining the incentive, or seizing the initiative, or making the attack. On the other hand, the Gono-sen is to interrupt that. So he starts his technique slowly, and I do this. I've interrupted his technique. Now, in a basic sense, this is called one-step fighting. And could I have a Joe? Would you want to get me a Joe quick? Hi. So now these are what you're going to do at the beginning level, see, at the very first level. And these are what the senior students need to do well. Because remember, beginning children, they need to know their name, is that right, and address. And later on, as a senior person, if you don't know your name and address, I think there's really something wrong with you. So at these beginning yellow belt things, you've got to know them at the beginning, and if you're a real senior, you don't know them, then we start wondering what's wrong. So he would attack me to my face, and this would be assumed to be an attack, okay? The first thing we're going to do is just simply teach you to move aside from this thing and counter with a left with a right hand punch. Then we teach you to move aside from this and counter with an oizuki. And we do that on both sides of the body. You see? 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we teach you, you're standing here, you pull back and you do a front kick with both feet. And then we teach you from here to step aside and roundhouse. Now, you see, these have to be interrupted techniques. And in this, you demonstrate sen-no-sen, go-no-sen, and you're demonstrating all those previous things. Now, you're not going to do these successfully to start with, of course, but this is the goal. Now, what I'm doing today is teaching you the self-defense that you should be using, because most of you last time had various kinds of self-defense, and I wasn't really satisfied. But you did really good one-step fighting, or the Ippon Kumite. So what? I'm going to run your basic requirement and you'll be attachment. See how simple that is? That's really basic, you see, technique. Now, here's the point. Could you bring the Tommy out here, those mats? Now, if you understand that, we put those together, and every time, for example, once more, when he's attacking you, watch my best one-step fighting ever. Hi! 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 You see? Okay. Can we put another two of those division over here and square them up so we have a slider? You guys have that just in here? So I'll put my nose in like that. Yeah, can't move it back. Put them this another way. Yeah, just make it square. That's right. Put this in here and move it over there. And we just leave it here because people can work out on this too. Okay. Bump it. Now, can you make sure they're all right? Okay, now, fundamentally, from this direction, we teach this basically. We grab through with two hands, we bring our body here. We know that in this self-defense technique, we can impact and break the collarbone. Same thing here. We teach this way, beginning technique, one down, we know we can hit. We also teach this technique here as a turner. But these techniques aren't really what we're trying to do. Fundamentally, it's like this. You grab my hand. Watch again. Well, let's do with this. I most to watch. One. The really basic technique. I'm just taking the hand away. See, hit it. That's exactly the same situation when you punch for my face. One. And I'm hitting here. Now, later on, you see when he attacks again. One. We can hit here with our elbow or any of the other weapons we wanted to use. Now keep the match forward. Now, this in some sense, watch you got my hand, more advanced. I'm here. One. see how easy this is? I'm moving this way. One, you see? Now remember, stop. And turn around. If I want to choke it, the strongest way to choke it is from here to here. You see? So in this position, once more, if I want to choke him here, I grab here, he turns one, down choke. See? And he's gone. Now, he doesn't like the idea of that. You can gather that. I'm not sure if you would either. I'm going to here. Watch. I'm just turning my body. 1, 2. And he has 4 seconds and he's cold. Now, that's a pretty easy technique. If he doesn't want to cooperate here, we can again. Now, on the other side, it looks like this. Okay? Remember, we go this way. Now watch. And if we want to take him down further, we got again from here. Down. He's down. Now watch. 1. His arm, right? Really basic action. Now see, what we've done for you guys is only here. Boom. Or sit here. Here and turn. Okay. Okay, now, grab here. It's not hard. Arm the same way, watch. You see, the same type of action. Now I've done exactly the same thing. I've taken here this arm, same way. Okay? Look at it about his shoulder. Same thing we're doing. See now, this is real simple. We could have hit here and do it, but watch. My body's in this position. See, watch. 1. See how easy that is? So if I'm doing self-defense techniques, 1, like this. 1, I just turn my body only. 1. Now, full-scale self-defense for the higher ranks is like this. Or, once more. Just taking his hair. You see? Now let me show you how this works. You can hear with me. Yeah, you're going to be my Uke. Now, come on. You grab over my wrist. The other hand right now. Doesn't matter which one, okay? I'm going to show you the technique. Boy, that's easy to learn, isn't it? You feel like you're going to fall? Sure. Right? You grab hold of my hand. The other hand right now. It doesn't matter which one. I can do one. Do 1. 2. The other hand. Now you see how simple that is? I can work with her and I'm not hurting her. Is that correct? So sometimes you look when he reaches for my hand. He punched for my face. Now remember, the first technique was this way. He attached for me. That's again. See, that's all we're doing. Now watch. At the beginning level, this is the same thing you did. You tapped it. See? I just moved him here. Second time he attacks. Right? Do you understand? Yeah, then, from these techniques, we decide, okay, now that's pretty good. You guys are now easy white belts, and you've understood, very simple. He does this. He says, well, Mr. Anderson, where's my roundhouse kick? Okay. So we're going to do the same thing he did. We tapped with this hand before, remember? Gently. And I did this. Right? I watch him attack, which is, yeah, come over here. That's it. I go 1, 2. Next time, I go over here. I watch. Back here roundhouse. Right? 1. You see how simple that is? It's the same thing. Now, Lance, you come over here. Here's the stairway. You understand? He's going down the stairs. You're over here, David. All right, sit down. And what I'm going to do is sit, back over that a little bit. Watch out for the boy behind you. Turn right at me. Okay, now, turn facing that way. Okay, you roundhouse him for me. One, I throw him down the stairs. You see, we're out the window. Now, he says, Mr. Anderson, that's okay, but that's not impact. So he roundhouse for my pass. There's the impact. The same kind of entrance, the same kind of thing. Now, this all comes from the ability to understand you at the beginning that he attacked me with send no send. I relax. I'll do it very slowly. He attacks me. One, get right for my move. And so we start putting it together over and over and over again. Now, that would be a reasonable self-defense technique. This other thing, which is the same situation, one is possible, right? See, now it's real simple. And so you don't have to do all kinds of secondary drills. You finish there, Pat?
Yes, sir.
Is it done? We're going to Okay. Okay, so we're going to start basically with the leg raising. Are there any questions of that? There's a lot of different ways to approach that, but basically it's approaching from the Ippon Kumite. There's two punches from each side. I want you to do Oizuki and a Yakuzuki. I want you to do Mawashigiri, correct Mawashigiri, and I want you to do Magiri, both, okay? See, when he attacks me once more, I'm not waiting until he attacks, and then kick it. I'm moving immediately. Watch your attack. With the technique. Now, you can understand it, right? Little people aren't going to do as well as senior people. But remember, doing this and doing it with great velocity, in 15 years, we've had 0 injuries. Not one person has been hurt. And so you need to practice it slowly and correctly. Not a whole lot. And then what you're doing is training your mind, and that mind is applied to other things. So the one-step fighting is not exact. You can do anything you want to as long as you adhere to the fundamental principles. But as you go higher and higher, we anticipate more and more correct application of these principles. Okay?